Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading. We're looking at Sunday, March 1st through to Saturday, March 7th. To let you guys know also, if you want to go to a specific reading, a specific part of the reading, I cover 3 areas. I look at general, I look at work, and I look at love. So for example, if you want to watch the whole reading, great, just go ahead, dive in and watch the whole thing. But if you only want to watch a specific part of the reading, for example, if you just want to see what's happening in love for the week, all you simply need to do is go to the comment section. I've written down when the readings start. So if you want to see love, it might start, for example, if it starts at 15 minutes 30 seconds, you just look for love. It says it there. It says what time it starts. You click into that time and it will take you straight to that reading. All right. So I'm just telling you this because I don't want anyone to sit through the reading waiting for a specific part to come up. If you can just, you know, click into the timing in the comment section and go straight to the area that you want to look at. Okay, so yeah, I'm not on the reading this week. I'm just showing you the cards this week, but I thought it would be really nice just to pop in, say hello, and you know, just tell you about the timestamps and stuff, just to make sure that everybody knows when they can, you know, they have the option to just go to a specific part of the reading if they so wish. Okay, that's it. I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy the reading. If you'd like to order a personal reading with me, guys, feel free to. My website link is in the comment section. It's also in the description box, or you can just wait till the end of the reading and click into the link at the end of the reading. It'll take you straight through to the website. Enjoy the reading, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, guys. Welcome to Carol's Universe. This is the section that we look at the cards that I'm using for the week. We are doing Sunday, March 1st through to Saturday, March 7th. For your general reading for the week, we are using the Tarot of Enchanted Dreams. And for your work and love reading, we're using a new deck of mine, which is the Wizard's Tarot by Barbara Moore. Spiritual advice for the week for work will be The Angels of Abundance by Doreen Virtue, and advice for love for the week will be The Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue also. Okay, sit back, relax and enjoy. Hi Scorpio, welcome to Carol's Universe. We're going to have a look at your general reading and then your work and career. Remember, if you want to have a look at a specific reading, just go to the timestamp in the comment section below. Here we go. Okay, Scorpio, we've got the cards down. Let's have a look at what the message is this week for you guys. The Two of Swords this week, March 1st to March 7th. So some of you guys may be faced with a decision, but you really need to kind of go inward and try and gain insight that way, because what you're seeing, you may not be able to see things very clearly. You see this lady, the Two of Swords is ruled by Libra. And the story behind this card is actually about a young girl who has a choice between two lovers. But with the blindfold, she is too young. She's not experienced enough to really see what's going on. So she really has to trust what she's feeling inside. So really the ethos of the Two of Swords is, you know, you can make a very balanced emotional decision, because the Two of Swords is also the balance between heart. Can you see how the swords are in front of her heart? Balance between heart and mind. So really this is all about making a fair and rational decision based on what the insight and what you feel. So really, in a way, the Two of Swords can also be seen as being a highly intuitive card. Some of you guys, I think, are faced with making a decision about a King of Cups, about a person. I think this is about someone. I don't think this is you. I love this deck. I tell you what, at first when I don't know whether I said this to you guys, but this is the Tarot of the Enchanted Dreams. And at first when I got this deck, I was kind of like, oh, I'm not sure. But the more I use it, the more I'm just in love with it. One of my best purchases so far of the year. It really is a very, very good deck. I just love how they've illustrated those kings. Just so masterful and authoritative. There isn't a person there. It's just ruled by, you know, a crown and a chair. You know, the seat of power is the king. So this is probably, you know, this is someone who will be important. Now, the King of Cups can be you, because it's a Scorpio energy. Of course it can. But the King of Cups can also be a person. So you may have to make a decision. It could be concerning a person here. King of Cups energy. You've got the Four of Coins energy. So this is like emotional. The Four of Coins is, fours represent stability and kings represent knowledge. Okay. But also kings, as I said, represent a person, and the Four of Coins can represent stability, but it can also mean to hold on to things, and it can also mean rejection and that type of thing. Let's have a look at the next card. The Two of Wands. You've got 2 twos in the reading. So this week it's pretty much, I think, about decision making this week, because you've got the Two of Wands, a choice between, can you see, she's got the 2 paths here, she's got one there and kind of one there, and then you've got the 2 swords. So this is about making a rational and fair mental and emotional decision about a couple of paths you've got. So this is making an emotional and mental decision, fair decision between both things concerning 2 paths. You've got a path that you need to choose. All right, so you've got to make a decision here. There's a path that you need to choose. It could be concerning an individual here, a King of Cups here. The Four of Coins energy, is that one of the decisions that you need to make? Four of Coins is holding on. It's maintaining the status quo or giving up. I think it's about holding on or giving up. Five of Cups is giving up. Four of Coins is holding on. And I think that you've got to make a fair and rational decision, something that is balanced mentally and emotionally, about the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is the path that you need to choose concerning this King of Cups. Do you perhaps hold on to this person, Scorpio, or do you, with the Five of Cups, give up and let go? So I think you've got a decision to make about whether you hold on to someone or whether you let them go. Let's have a look at the next one showing here. Now, here we go, 2 Kings. So a decision between 2 people here. Who do you keep hold of and who do you let go of? Because the Four of Coins is to hold on to something and the Five of Cups is to let it go. And there's 2 Kings. So your decision that you're making, Scorpio, is involving 2 people, King of Wands and a King of Cups. You may be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius and a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian. You don't have to, though. But you're faced with a decision. And I did say at the beginning of the reading, didn't I, that we had the story of the girl who had 2 lovers. And she just she wasn't experienced enough to kind of look at the situation for what it is. So she has to really just trust what her feelings are. So this is all about you guys this week having to trust your feelings. Do you go with this person or this one? Which one do you hold? You're faced with 2 paths. Which one do you hold on to and which one do you let go of? Let's have a look at the next one showing here. The Page of Cups here. So the Page of Cups is the imagination. The Page of Cups is also a new path. Page of Cups is new love. The High Priestess, 2 Pisces energy showing here. Actually, young Pisces and older Pisces energy showing here. Pisces ruled by Neptune, planet of fantasy and illusion and sometimes delusion. But the High Priestess is your intuition as well. Intuition, the Page of Cups, imagination and intuition showing here. The imagination and the intuition. Let's have a look at the next one. The World. Achievement, accomplishment. The High Priestess. Through intuition we can accomplish the High Priestess through the world. You've got a Queen of Wands showing here. Wow, what an amalgamation of cards, eh? Look at that. That's incredible. Right, let's try and break this down then. So we've got to me, this looks like you're forced to take action because the world is the end. It's the ending of the cycle. And when we come off the ending of the cycle, so when the world completes itself, then we've got to start again. And that's the action card of the Queen of Wands. So I almost feel like some of you, if I broke this down, I don't think this is another, I mean, it could be, but I don't think it is. I think that some of you guys are going to be forced to take action here with that world being the force. I mean, the world isn't necessarily, but remember when you do tarot, if you know every single meaning of the cards, then you can break the rules and you can, you know, you can bend those cards and you can bend the meanings to how you feel it fits in by using your intuition. So you never stay with the standard meaning in a tarot card. For me, the world, because it's the completion card showing here, after completion, where is there to go? Well, we go then to the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is a very active person. She's very action orientated. So for me, when this completes itself, then you're going to have to take some action. So if I just turn that around and say, it feels like you guys are going to be forced to take action here. Your intuition with the High Priestess may force you to take action with that Queen of Wands energy. We have a King of Wands here. So to break this down, you've got a decision to make between 2 paths, the Two of Wands. All right, now these 2 paths involve 2 people, King of Wands and a King of Cups. And the decision that you've got to make is whether which one do you hold on to and which one do you let go of. All right. your intuition is going to force you to take action on one of them, because this is your intuition. Now, what's the Page of Cups? This is the only card here. So what is the Page of Cups doing in the reading? It's young energy. So let's break down this card then. So the Page of Cups is your imagination. The Page of Cups is new love. Okay. Is the Page of Cups attributed to that king there? Is this King of Wands a childish dude? Is he quite a childish person? Okay. Is your intuition maybe about this person being childish? Is your intuition forcing you to take action? Is it this person here that you have to let go of, for example? Okay. You know, Page of Cups is also somebody who's quite young and flirtatious. Sometimes it's a drug user. There's no... I mean, the High Priestess can also be secrecy, but I don't think that this is secrecy in this case here. I think this is intuition. Forces Scorpio to take action, showing here. They've got a decision between two kings. Two paths that they can go down. They can either hold on to one. So one path, you're holding on to one of these people. One path, you're letting go. So the two kings showing here. Decision to make, two paths. Do you hold on to the King of Wands? Do you let go of the King of Cups? Or is it vice versa? Some of you guys, I'm getting the impression actually with that Page of Cups that some of you guys are, it's not so much you're imagining, but some of you guys are, I would say, probably quite naive. I mean, this is a sensitive card. The Page of Cups is very naive in its feelings. Alright, so this might be that some of you guys, Scorpio, maybe you're quite naive in terms of what you need to do. And maybe you need to, your intuition is going to force you to take action on the situation. Because it may be with the Page of Cups energy, you're quite naive to the whole thing. You know, with this Page of Cups. Or you tend to be quite, what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like the Page of Cups for me throws a wrench into the reading because it's just sitting there. It's one page, it's youthful energy, and it's young. It's young and it's naive. And I don't think that this page is this person here. We do have a fairly dynamic king sitting here. Alright? And it could be that there's a person here who's very dynamic, but your intuition is going to force you to take action. So you may have a very dynamic person here who's very playful, perhaps with this Page of Cups energy showing here. Okay? The way that I'm reading the story, that is. Alright, you may have a very kind of dynamic and exciting king, as in the King of Wands. Somebody who's quite funny and enthusiastic and very playful here. But your intuition is going to force you to take action in the situation. So what is your intuition telling you? I'm going to clarify that actually. I've just had some delivery actually of some new cards. And I'm really excited about them. I've got 2 more decks coming tomorrow. I just had the mini... oh God, what is this one called? I do know the name of it because I've just had it come through. The mini Gothic Tarot. The Bohemian Gothic Tarot, that's what it is. The mini deck. Just got it from, they've got a Baba Studios now in the UK and Ireland. So I found it online and I was like, whoa, oh my goodness. But they'd sold out of all of the I think it's the 3rd edition of this. They'd sold out of all of it. I was so gutted because it was a really good price. It was only £40. And then this was originally £45, but I got it for £33. But yeah, I've always wanted this deck from Baba Studios, and now they've got it in Ireland. And this like took what, 3 days to come to my home in the UK. Amazing. So let's have a look. What is your intuition telling you? You know, your intuition could be telling you to end the cycle here. Okay, maybe you need to start attracting in somebody else here. But why would you do that when you've got this person here? So tarot is really about kind of putting the jigsaws together and doing a bit of investigation. Because I'm a Scorpio, I like to investigate the cards. What do you mean by that High Priestess? What is the intuition telling Scorpio? Because you said that something about this King of Wands, very enthusiastic, laughable, happy type of person. Very playful, I think, with this Page of Cups, but Scorpio needs its intuition. You have to use its intuition, or Scorpio's intuition will force it to take action. So what is this intuition about in 2 cards? The intuition is the Lovers. So it's about the Lovers. I guess it's this relationship here, the Lovers. Ooh, and the King of Coins. I think that your intuition is telling you that you need somebody who's more solid. because, oh, isn't it a beautiful deck? I'm going to keep on looking on that site because I want to get the bigger version of these cards. If they should have the fourth edition, I'm so gutted that they've sold out. I don't mind it being a mini deck, but I would have loved the big deck, because I actually really like this deck a lot. And the fact that it's in the UK, I don't have to pay any additional charges rather than getting it from America. So the Lovers and the King of Coins, you're looking for somebody who's more, you know, a much more kind of solid and grounded lover. That's what your intuition is telling you. So it's going to your intuition is going to force you to take action. And what is the action that Scorpio will be forced to take in 2 cards? Because I think that you've met somebody who's really playful here. Because the King of Wands as an archetype in the tarot, as an archetype of, you know, a person in everyday life, they're charismatic, they're sexy, they're good looking. Men fancy this person, women fancy this person. If it's a man, men want to be like this King of Wands. Men want to be around the King of Wands. They want to be his best friend. If a woman's interested and they're heterosexual in the King of Wands, they want to, you know, have a relationship with him. He's the archetypal popular guy. Very good looking, you know, physically looks amazing. He's got the gift of the gab. He's beautiful, and everybody loves the King of Wands. Everybody wants to be. And with the Page of Cups, I think this person is very, very playful and very kind of joyful. And I think they've got a real sense of humour with those cards, because the Page of Cups is young energy as well. And this person's very playful, and they're in touch with their inner child and all the rest of it. But your intuition tells you that you need to find a lover who's a little bit more, you know, probably a little bit more serious, and probably with the King of Coins a little bit more grown up as well, with this King of Coins energy showing here. Somebody who's probably a little bit more grounded. And I feel that your intuition is going to force you to take action. And what is the action that Scorpio will be forced to take with that Queen of Wands energy showing there in 2 cards? Oh, we've got 2 Lovers cards. I did not realise. Look, there's another version of the Lovers in there. Oh my goodness, wow. That came up. It's going to force you to Lovers, okay? Yeah, it's going to force you to end the relationship. Look, the Lovers and the 3 of Swords. See there? Those came out. Wow, I didn't know you had another version of the Lovers. That's incredible. All right, so we have the second Lovers card come up. It's going to force you 3 of Swords. Separation in a relationship, ending of it. They're going to force you to let go of the relationship to end it. I think I'm going to ask what it is you don't like about this King of Wands. What is it that Scorpio doesn't like about this King of Wands? What is it? I mean, this person looks like they've got like a really good energy about them. They seem to be quite funny and interesting and all the rest of it, and quite engaging. So what is it that Scorpio doesn't like about them in 2 cards? The 7 of Coins. You don't like the fact that you've been waiting, I think, with that 7 of Pentacles energy showing here. I think that you've been waiting to receive something from this person with the 6 of Coins energy showing here. All right. I think you've been waiting to receive some action. Okay. 6 of Coins is to receive, to get. And the Knight of Swords is an action. So you've been waiting to receive some action from them. All right. Some action. Probably 4 of Wands energy. It's within the home. It's to stabilise the relationship here. All right. Yeah, you're looking in the future. The 3 of Wands is envisioning, it's visualising, it's looking to the future. You've been looking for the relationship to become solid, to become secure. So probably looking for marriage as well, because Emperors represent marriage within the tarot. So you've probably been looking for something to become more stable with this King. So what is this person? You got a decision. Who is this King of Cups then? Who is this King of Cups for Scorpio? Who is this King of Cups for Scorpio in 2 cards then? Well, they're committed to you. They're the Hierophant. And the Knight of Wands. They're the Hierophant and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so let's have a think about this. The Knight of Wands is an explorer and the commitment. Maybe this is somebody that you've been exploring a commitment with. So this may be somebody, because that's what you want. You want the commitment. Hierophants in a love reading can mean commitment. And the Knight of Wands is the explorer. So this may be somebody that you've been exploring perhaps a commitment with. All right. So let's get this reading again then. With oh my goodness, I'm going to have to go on their site afterwards. All I'm thinking now is you're going to have to go on their site and you're going to have to see if they've got this big edition back in at all, because I really want the bigger cards of this. I love this deck, but I definitely want the bigger one. I just really like it. Right, Scorpio, I think in the general reading for the week, you are faced with a decision here and you have to really go inward. Now, the decision is between 2 people, this King of Wands and this King of Cups. All right. Now, you're faced with a decision on the path. So what path do you take? concerning the King of Wands and the King of Cups, all right? And really it's not even about what path you take in a way, it's about who do you hold on to and who do you let go of. So, faced with a decision, Two of Swords energy, what path does Scorpio take concerning two kings, King of Wands, King of Cups? Scorpio has to make a decision about holding on to one, Four of Pentacles, and letting go of the other, Five of Cups. Now, this King of Wands is quite charismatic, quite playful, quite funny with that King of Wands and the Page of Cups. But Scorpio's intuition is going to actually force them with the world energy to take action here. All right. And Scorpio's intuition is telling them that they need to end the cycle and take action. All right. Perhaps with that Queen of Wands energy there. Because we asked, well, what is it you don't like about the King of Wands? Well, the universe came back and it said, well, Scorpio doesn't like the fact that they've been waiting with the Six of Coins for an answer. Or they've been waiting to receive waiting Seven of Coins to receive Six of Coins action from that Knight of Swords energy there. All right, now this is action in terms of probably Four of Wands energy in the future marriage. So going from the Four of Wands, from the relationship being the Four of Wands, leading to in the future Three of Wands energy marriage, because the Three of Wands is leading somewhere, it's envisaging it. So the Four of Wands, your relationship as it is, leading to with this Three of Wands marriage in the future, something more settled and more stable. You're wanting things to be more settled and stable in the relationship, and you're not receiving it from this person here. So, you know, your intuition is telling you, I need somebody who's more serious. I need a lover who's more serious, somebody who I'm going to be able to settle down with and probably get married to in the future, that type of thing. And so my intuition, it's forcing me, your intuition, Scorpio, I think is going to force you to take action. And the action that you're going to actually have to take, it's concerning this person here, is that you're going to have to part ways, end the relationship, the Lovers and the Three of Swords energy showing here. And it's because you've already found the person. It shows us a King of Coins here, somebody who's serious, but it's actually this King of Cups, all right? And, you know, I asked, well, who is this King of Cups? And the universe said, well, they're the person who's been exploring a commitment with you. So they've been exploring something really serious with you, I think, here, with these cards. And where are things going to lead with this King of Cups, then? Between Scorpio and this King of Cups. Where will things lead between Scorpio and the King of Cups in two cards? The Ten of Cups. So far, this is happiness, joy, contentment, relationship, Ten of Cups energy showing here. Oh, but we've got the Five of Coins energy. It depends on how you read that five. Because the Five of Coins can be somebody who is distancing themselves from this relationship, or this could be rejection here. Or it could be support with the Five of Coins. What has she got? No, it's her on her own. Two children. I think it's saying that it's unfortunately with this. I mean, you're exploring a commitment with this person, but it may not go as you know, as well as you would like. So maybe both of them, maybe both people, it's not going to go anywhere with. And why would this happen with this King of Cups for Scorpio? Why would this happen with this King of Cups for Scorpio? Why? Why would things end up in this way with Scorpio and this person? Because the Fool. So the Fool is making decisions without thinking. And the Page, yeah, I mean, this is, you're making decisions without thinking. This is naivety. It's because of naive decisions. The Fool and the Page of Cups, again, Page of Cups is very naive, very young. You know, and the Fool as well is very young, tends to take risks without thinking. The Page of Cups is all about kind of the imagination. Again, young Pisces energy. You know, young, not mature enough, not experienced enough. There's a lot because of inexperience and just making really silly decisions. You know, what you're going off on is, and it's really weird in a way because I don't really see Scorpios as being like this very often. But for some of you guys, what I'm getting from this reading in the general Scorpio is that some of you guys are going off on a dream or something. You're going off on a dream. I mean, you say to yourself, you know, well, my intuition is this, that I want somebody who's really serious, really grounded. I don't want this. I like this. I like this person's not bad, this King of Wands and the Page of Cups, but they're a bit childish. You know, I'm getting somebody here who's probably a little bit childish with that Page of Cups energy and that type of thing. And you guys are kind of like, oh, you know, this person's not bad. But at the end of the day, you know, I've been waiting for this person, I've been waiting to receive some action, and that action has got to be something about kind of, well, you know, we've been dating maybe with this Four of Wands, but I want it to lead to something more serious. So you've been waiting for this person to give you something much more of a commitment, I think, in the relationship, and you're kind of saying, well, my intuition is I want a lover who's more serious, a lover that with the King of Pentacles sensibility is going to want to settle down. So the universe is saying your intuition is going to lead you to take an action, and actually the World card is not so much force, but when you've got to, when the world stops, you've got to come off, basically. And when that cycle is ending, you've got to come off. But it's a lead card, so it leads from one phase into the other. So your intuition is going to lead you to take action. So therefore, in this energy here, where we say that Scorpio is facing a decision between two paths, which are this King of Wands and the King of Cups energy here, which one do they hold on to and which one do they let go of? This King of Wands is very playful and sexy and funny, but your intuition tells you that you need a lover who's more serious, and therefore your intuition will lead you to taking action, which is to end this relationship with the Lovers and the Three of Swords, because this King of Wands, this very playful energy of a person, you've been waiting for this person to give you some action, to give some action to you, which is the relationship you're in, that this is finally going to in the future become more stable. But it looks like you may have been seeing them for quite a while, Scorpio, and that's simply not happening with this individual. And we asked, you know, well, who is this King of Cups? Well, this is the person that you've been exploring a commitment with. But we asked, well, how's it going to turn out? For me, the Ten of Cups and the Five of Coins is not great, especially if it was two older people together, then maybe this could have been a supportive relationship. But it's a woman on her own with two kids. So it could be that the relationship ends up, for some of you guys, is that you get involved with the Ten of Cups energy, but it ends up being that you separate. You end up as well becoming pregnant, maybe if you're a woman, leaving you with the children, that type of thing. All right, you end up kind of either rejecting the relationship, leaving the relationship, or somebody ends up leaving you and rejecting you, one of the two. And why has this happened? Probably because of the Fool and the Page of Cups. Maybe you haven't had enough time to get to know each other. There's been some very naive decisions that need to be made, that have been made in this, and it's not ending very well. So neither one of these people, I think, are going to be very good. If it resonates with you, Scorpio, I don't think either one of these people is going to be very good for you. I just don't think either one is going to be very good at all. So what is the advice for Scorpio on this reading? What advice are you giving for Scorpio on this reading, please, in two cards? Page of Swords. Do your research with the Page of Swords energy. Do your research. The Queen of Cups is you. I think that you really need to kind of look into your feelings concerning this. Because the Queen of Swords, the Page of Swords is looking into something, he's researching it. And the Queen of Cups is all about your feelings. You can't just go on the, you know, on face value concerning anyone. And I think you know that, because you want someone who you can really commit to. And neither one of these, if you, and you're exploring a commitment with this person here, but we can see in the outcome it's not going to work out, because decisions have probably been made in haste, and decisions have been made in terms of very, very poor assessment. There's been virtually no assessment. You're just going with all the feelings, which is what the Fool and the Page of Cups is as well. It's just going on that crest of a wave. It feels good, so let's do it. But in the long run, you're just left holding the baby basically. You know, you've been shunned in a relationship, or you've had to kind of reject this person and let them go. Yeah. Divorce possibly if you got married to this person because you didn't really take the time to get to know each other. So really explore. I think what you need to do is really explore with the Page of Swords your feelings. All right. You know, I feel that with the Knight of Cups energy, that a time of, because the Knight of Cups in a love reading is somebody, I mean, it can be a person, but it can also be your dream. It can be the dream as well. It can be somebody who lives in a fantasy as well. Okay, explore your feelings, I think, here. And I think that you need to follow your heart with the Knight of Cups energy showing there. Okay. Oh, wow, look, you've got the same people showing up in the reading, even through these cards here. Oh my goodness, look at this. That's fucked up. Look, can you see how I'm counting them along? Oh my God, look, look, look. We've got Ten of Swords. I think that you need to explore your feelings here, all right? I feel that you need to follow your intuition and accept. Ten of Swords is to accept. There he is again, the King of Wands. See? you've got both. Look, the Chariot stands between the King of Wands and the King of Cups. Did we not just have the King of Wands? That's screwed up, man. That is just giving me chills. Look, same people showing up in a different deck. You need to accept the King of Wands, the Chariot, and the King of Cups. Now, you must be the Charioteer, and you're trying to control two people here, all right? Two of Wands again. Decision between two paths here. The High Priestess showing there, again, intuition and the world. See, following the same patterns as well. See, High Priestess in the world, you got a High Priestess in the world there. All right? Two of Wands energy showing here. What is it trying to say then? Oh my goodness. Sorry to put down so many cards. That has really freaked me out because it's the same cards that followed on. The World and Judgment. Ending of a cycle. Beginning of a new one with the death and rebirth. I think that you have to kind of... I think it's saying here also that Scorpio... Because I asked, well, what do you need to do about the situation then? Well, I think you need to definitely explore your feelings. And I think that you need to follow your intuition and accept with that Ten of Swords. Because Ten of Swords is all about surrender and acceptance. And you need to follow your heart and accept that, you know, you're always going to be trying to... I feel with you being the Charioteer and you're trying to pull these two energies here, which are the King of Wands and the King of Cups into line, you have to accept that you're always going to be trying to make these two people fit the brief, Scorpio. And they're not going to fit the brief for you. They really aren't. You need to use your intuition. And the world energy for me is a higher level, you know, of intuition here. All right, but also I feel that you need to use your intuition with the High Priestess energy. And intuition, well, what is intuition? Intuition is discernment. Intuition is a feeling. Intuition is, oh, this doesn't feel very good. All right. I feel that you need to use your intuition here with the High Priestess. All right. I feel that with the High Priestess energy as well, that you are being called to a higher path with that World and the Judgment energy, because you're going from the world into judgment. It's almost like death and rebirth. You're going from the physical into the spiritual, because the world is the physical plane into the spiritual. And your intuition, your higher self, which is the High Priestess, is taking you from the physical into the spiritual. So you're actually transforming. You've got three majors here, all right? This card is all about the higher self, because it's your intuition is your higher self telling you stuff. The world energy is the physical, because it's ruled by Saturn. It's the world, and it's the physical boundaries that we put upon ourselves, but we can release ourselves through the judgment energy here. All right, so you need to release yourself from the physical. When I look at those cards again, that High Priestess being a card about the higher self, and this card being about release, and this being about the world and the physical. These two cards say that you need to use your higher self, tap into your higher self with that High Priestess, and release yourself from the physical constraints. All right. So what I'm getting from this is that then we're going to go through the whole reading one more time. Sorry to have, you know, droned on about it, but I think it's really important to talk about it one more time. Right. Where do we start? So, and we saw the same cards. I'm going to... where can we put these? Because I'm going to put the ones that I've just dragged out of the Gothic, Bohemian Gothic Tarot. We're going to put them down here. And then we're going to drag them back up when we need them, because we're going to go through this reading again. Okay. Let's put these here. There we go. Okay. So. Right. Okay. Right, so we started off the reading and we said Scorpio this week in the general reading is being faced with a decision here. Now, this is concerning a path that you need to take. You've got two paths that you can go down, all right? Now, these paths are concerning a King of Cups and a King of Wands. And the path decision you need to make is between which one of these you hold on to and which one of these people, Scorpio, you let go of with the Five of Coins. So which one you hold on to with the Four of Pentacles and which one you let go of with the Five of Coins. Five of Cups, sorry, okay? Now, this king here, I think, is very, I think this person's very charismatic. I think they're probably very good looking. I think they're very funny. I think they're very enthusiastic. They've got the gift of the gab. They dress really well. The physical appearance is really good. With the Page of Cups, so I get the impression that this person, I mean, this could be somebody who's very kind of, you know, charismatic, enthusiastic, motivated. This might be somebody who's very creative, or they've got a really kind of childlike energy about them, or they could even be quite childish. But I feel that your intuition is telling you that you need a lover who's a little bit more solid with this King of Coins energy, that's a little bit more, you know, grounded in who they are. Somebody who's more sensible perhaps, or somebody who's more kind of marriage material, that type of thing. Because you guys have been waiting here for this King of Wands to give you some action. All right, and in a way, the Six of Coins is showing someone. This is support, it's giving, and the Knight of Swords energy is an action. So you want this person to give you some action, or some signs that they're taking action, probably to give you with this card here. Maybe some signs that they're taking action. Now, the action you want them to take is in the Four of Wands energy. So you guys have this nice relationship, but with the Three of Wands in the future, you want it to become probably a little bit, and you could even be dating here. You might have been dating a while, but in the future, you guys want it to become more serious. And I get the impression that if you're kind of saying, you know what, I want somebody who's more solid, more, you know, somebody who's more reliable, that type of thing, with the King of Pentacles, because he's often seen as the more committed of the two kings, then it must be that you must have been seeing this person a while and you're not getting those things from that person there, Scorpio. Okay, and that's why you'll say, actually, I don't know about this. I'm looking for somebody who's a little bit more, you know, mature and grounded and that type of thing, and knows that it wants a family and that type of thing. So the universe will say, well, your intuition, the High Priestess, is leading you with the world energy here to take an action with the Queen of Wands. And your action, Scorpio, will eventually lead to you ending this relationship with the Three of Swords and the Lover's energy. All right. Now, I said, well, who is the King of Cups then? Because we didn't explore who this was. Well, this is someone who you've been exploring a commitment with that Knight of Wands being the explorer and the Hierophant being the commitment card. But then I said, well, how will it end? And the universe said, well, probably not very well, Carol, to be honest. We've got this Ten of Cups energy showing here. Whilst they'll be happy together, we see there being kind of an ending, a rejection. Maybe if it's a woman, she's going to become pregnant and she'll be left with the kids on her own. In other words, the relationship isn't going to last. And I asked, well, why won't the relationship last? She's been, you know, Scorpio's been exploring a commitment with this person because this relationship has not been vetted properly. Everything that's been done has been based on naivety and childishness. I can see one of these cards is coming apart over there. That's interesting. I have to put some black pen on it. Yeah, this relationship has been based on the Page of Cups and the Fool energy as well. This could be drugs as well. You might be in a relationship that is very dependent on substances and that type of thing with the Fool and the Page of Cups. But also it won't last because the relationship doesn't have a foundation to last on. Neither the Fool or the Page of Cups represent a fact. They're not Pentacle cards. It's not an Emperor, it's a Fool. The Fool is something new and exciting. The Page of Cups is something that is new and exciting, and it's, you know, it's all about playfulness and imagination. There's no strong foundation that you're building here. But also I think some very kind of childish and naive decisions have been made, which is why it was probably doomed before it started. So then we said, well, what does Scorpio need to do? Well, firstly, I think that you need to kind of explore your feelings here. And even so, you could even talk about your feelings with the Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords is all about being open and honest. So you could talk about your feelings, showing here. All right, but also you need to explore your feelings, I think, with those two cards. And I feel that you need to, with the Knight of Cups energy, follow your intuition and accept with the Ten of Swords energy showing there. So follow your intuition with the Knight of Cups, Pisces card again, and accept with the Ten of Swords, which is surrender, that these two kings showing here, King of Wands here, and King of Cups here, and here and here. These two kings showing up again through a different deck, so we know it's about these people for sure. These two kings, the King of Wands and the King of Cups, well, look, you need to accept that you're going to be forever trying to make both of them fit your brief, fit your criteria, okay? And it's about time that you tapped into your higher self, Scorpio, with the High Priestess, okay? and alleviated yourself with the just judgment energy from the physical entrapments. Because really and truly what it's trying to say, I think, in the reading, Scorpio, is that that it's all about what you're physically attracted to within both of these people. There's no real love here, not for either of them. I think that your attraction to both of them is based on what you feel they represent to you in your everyday life. So the representation that they're giving to you is, you know, for the example, this person here is probably really dynamic, and you know, they've got the gift of the gab, and they make your knees tremble when you see them. They're really good in bed, they're really this, they're really that. But when it comes to the down low, when it really comes to looking into the situation properly, what actually are they giving you? Because everything that you've based on this person is based in the world. It's based on the material, because this is ruled by Capricorn as well. And Capricorn is all about the material, okay? So everything that you feel for the King of Wands is based on the material and the superficial. It's not real. The same with the King of Cups. That's why it wouldn't last, because it's all based on, and if we look at the similarities between the world, if we look at the world as ruled by Capricorn as being a superficial card, then what else is there to, what cards could be more superficial in a relationship than the Fool and the Page of Cups? They're all naive energies. There is nothing sustainable with either one. You've got to have other cards that follow you building something on these energies, and there aren't any. All right? So you need to be able to release yourself, tap into your higher self with the High Priestess, and release yourself with the Judgment from the physical entrapments of that world. In other words, and also the ongoing physical entrapment. So you may be making the same mistakes over and over again with that world energy. Even though it's the sign of completion, it is still a circle, and circles go round and round and round and round. So you might be going, you know, from one phase to the other, ending that cycle, and then going back around again, which is what this can be. Okay. Also, the Fool means to make the same mistakes. So the reason why that doesn't work as well is because the Fool starts off at 0, ends off at the world, and then comes back to 0. You're making the same mistakes. Okay, same mistakes. You know, this thing's, oh yes, I'm in love, I'm this, I'm that, but it's all naivety, because you haven't learned the lessons of what it truly is to really kind of be discerning and know that you have to dig that. Now, I know that Scorpios are deep, I know that, but for some of you, I feel that you're making the same mistakes over and over again in terms of relationships. And I think the universe is saying these two people, which are clearly showing up here, they showed up before, they showed up at the beginning of the reading. That King of Wands showed up, the two people, look, same cards, different deck. We saw me shuffle it properly. That King of Wands, here and here, now showing in in this Gothic Tarot, the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, the King of Wands and the King of Cups. You're always going to be trying to rein them in. Can you see? Because the Chariot is all about reining things in, and there's either side of the Chariot is the King of Wands, and that's you. So you need to accept with that Ten of Swords, all right? You need to speak your truth if you want to, but also explore your feelings and follow your intuition with the Knight of Cups energy, and accept with the Ten of Swords that you're always going to be trying to rein these two people in. In other words, you're always going to be trying to make them something that you want them to be, that they can't be. Okay, so it's probably best just to let that go, and to, you know, maybe there's some other work that you need to do on yourself before you can actually find what you want. Very interesting reading, Scorpio. I know it was a long one, wasn't it? But we're going to come back and we're going to do the work reading. Bear with me. Okay, Scorps, let's have a look at what's saying for work. Okay, Eight of Cups is the letting go, the walking away. It's about pursuing a new path. So some of you guys focusing this week, perhaps, Scorpio, on pursuing a new path. The Four of Coins, though. I feel that a new path, I feel like the doors are, if you're pursuing a new path this week, unfortunately, I think with this Four of Coins, can you see how the doors are locked? The doors may be locked at the moment to you, though. All right, if you've been pursuing a new path, it may not be so easy this week to get something new, okay? It might be that the entrance, because you see, he's going from one door and he expects to walk into the other, but the entrance is blocked here, it's shut. So just know that this week may not be the best time to try and find something new. The Hermit, and so things may be moving very slowly as well, because the Hermit moves slowly. So when you get this card, its movement is slow. So if you're looking for a new job this week, the doors, I'm afraid, may be a little bit closed here, Scorpio. Things are going to be moving a little bit slow with that Hermit energy showing here. The Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords. I love this version of the Seven of Swords. Somebody who's running off with the books. Stealing, theft. Let's have a look at this next one. The Four of Wands energy, Seven of Swords. Okay. It may be that you are being Seven of Swords, Four of Wands energy. Because the Seven of Swords in a work reading can be underhanded behaviour from colleagues. The Four of Wands energy is the environment. It's the, you know, it's but also it can be the move as well. So it's an interesting one, because if you look at this Four of Wands showing here, I love this deck. Sometimes I find it a bit difficult to read with for some reason. Barbara Moore Wizard's Tarot. It's a really lovely deck. You can see that the cards are absolutely phenomenal. Four of Wands can be a move. You can be moving departments. You could be moving to another, another place in the workplace, or you could be moving to a new job. The Seven of Swords. Can you see how it's carrying all the books, but it's dropping a book or two showing here? So it's failing to get everything. Fails to get everything. Okay, partial success. You may have a partial success though, I think, with this Seven of Wands energy. You may be enticed by someone here. This might be a partial success, which might mean that you don't get everything that you want. Let's have a look here. The next one. The Hangman. Yeah, I'm just getting waiting. There's a time for waiting now. You're going to have to wait just a little bit longer here, Scorpio. Three of Pentacles energy. So Three of Pentacles is all about working within a team of people. It's about cooperation and collaboration. All right. I get the impression that this isn't waiting. Some of you guys are feeling outside of the team. You're not feeling energized by the team, because the Hangman can also be laziness or just hanging around. And what I'm getting here is some of you guys are not feeling energized here by the team. You know, you're kind of, it doesn't motivate you. I think there's a lack of motivation in the work that you do for some of you guys showing here. And with the Knight of Wands, there's very much a focus on leaving that, on exiting that, and, moving towards a new path. Because I see you wanting to move out of this energy here. I think there's a lack of motivation in a team. You're not feeling motivated by the work that you do, and the focus may be on moving ahead and moving out of that energy showing there. The World. So a move is complete. A move is complete, or moving into the world. It's interesting. He comes out of it though. She comes out of that. So coming out of the comfort zone, because the world is, can you see how she's stepping out of the world? Look, she's taking a foot out of there, and there she is. So this isn't just about moving away from something. This is coming out of the comfort zone and moving ahead. Let me just have a look. Is she moving into that Three of Coins or past it? Okay, she's moving into it. Three of Coins. I think I'm going to double up some of these cards for meanings, because they're saying stuff to me in the cards. It's saying stuff. You know, some of you guys with the Hangman, you're not comfortable in the group that you work in, because he's not, I mean, he's having to surrender to it as well. But because this can be surrender as well. So it may be that some of you guys actually are surrendering. This is acceptance. So we're going to use that. It makes more sense with that card looking into this one and stepping out of this one. So it feels to me that this is a week for accepting then, with the Hangman energy, that you are going to have to find or look for or seek a place where you can work harmoniously with others, but there's a need to come out of the comfort zone of that world. She's stepping out of the boundaries of the world energy showing here. And also, I just thought of something else here as well, actually, Scorpio, that's very interesting. The world is ruled by Saturn. All right, now Saturn is the planet of limitation and boundaries. The world is also ruled by Capricorn. And Capricorn is all about material wealth. So this woman is confined by her need to have material and superficial things that keep her comfortable in that world. But the universe may be saying to you this week, look, you guys are looking for a new path. You're looking for a new job probably, but the doors are closed. Now, with the Hermit energy, it may also be with the Hermit that it's not about slowness, but you may be discovering this Seven of Swords energy showing here. So you may be discovering a particular tactic that you can use, for example, with this Seven of Swords energy, that will enable you with the Four of Wands energy to achieve your dream, as it were. Because the Four of Wands is all about the achievement of dreams and happiness and that type of thing. But this is a strategy. You may discover a strategy that's going to enable you maybe to achieve that dream of moving out where you want. But I feel that it's saying that you're going to have to accept here that if you're going to do that Seven of Swords and the Four of Wands energy, Scorpio, you're going to have to accept that you're going to have to be, you're going to have to take action here. You're going to really have to take some action here. All right. If you want to find, if you are seeking a job, a group, a company, which is what the Three of Coins is, a company where you can work in collaboration and harmony with others, then you've got to accept that you're going to have to take action. And that action is going to require you to come out of a comfort zone. So it might be, for example, Scorpio, you may be in a job that pays you a lot of money, but you may be tired of that job. You may be really tired of it, hence with the Eight of Cups energy, looking for something else. But the door is closed. I'm not being negative, but it may be that you are looking for a job where you get the same money, or you get even more money, but it may be that there's nothing on offer here at the moment, Scorpio. So the universe is saying, well, look, if you're looking for something else in a particular, you know, in a particular sphere, area, you know, something that maybe you've been working in, maybe you're wanting more money, that type of thing, or the same sort of money, it may be that this is not available at the moment with that Four of Coins energy, all right? And therefore you have to now, with this Hermit as well, is look for a strategy, maybe with the Seven of Swords energy, that's going to allow you to achieve that dream, or allow that dream to come to you. But you're going to have to accept that you're going to have to take action. All right, you're gonna, if you're seeking the group, the type of people that you want to work with, a company where you're working with like-minded or harmonious people that you get on with, you're gonna have to step out of your comfort zone. And if that means having to take a pay cut for some of you guys, that might be the case showing here. Let's have a look at this one here. Yeah, and the Star energy. I mean, you've got two nice cards here. But the Star, as I know it as well, can be a card where you're going to have to release something as well. Can you see all that water there she's releasing? All right, so you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and release something that you have. So I think that this is a week that Scorpio, if you're looking, because I get the impression for some of you guys, you're either bored with your job, or you're not keen on the people or the company or whatever the case may be. And the universe is saying to you, Scorpio, okay, that's fine. And if you're looking for something else, that's great too. But just know that whatever you're looking for, the door might be a little bit jammed at the moment. It's padlocked. There's no entry here at the moment, all right? So you, therefore, with the Hermit energy, have to use your Virgo investigative skills, and you have to look deeper. You've got to look for a strategy that's going to enable you to achieve what you want, or at least get part of the way there. You're also going to have to accept that if you're seeking, you know, a company where you're working with like-minded people, or you're working in a harmonious, you know, collaboration with people, maybe it's not so harmonious where you are, then maybe you're going to have to come out of the world. So come out of that comfort zone. And the comfort zone for some of you Scorpios may be that you're earning a certain amount of money, but it's saying, well, look, you've been really protected, because the world, circle around the world means protection. So you're going to have to accept that you're going to have to move away as well with the Knight of Wands from that protective barrier that you've been in. Can you see how she's stepping out, which is why I really love these cards. That's why I got these cards as well, because of the way that they were depicted. So if you want change, unfortunately, if you want it now, because some of you guys may be very desperate, but the doors are closed. And I think these cards are saying that it feels to me like there's an urgency. It really does. So it feels to me like the universe is saying, well, we know that you're really desperate to find something else. You're in something, Scorpio, but you're really desperate to find something else. And if you really want that other thing, I'm afraid you're going to have to come out of the comfort zone here. If you're seeking somewhere that you can feel really kind of comfortable, and you're working collaboratively with others, and there's no drama and that type of thing, you're going to have to accept with the Hangman that you're going to have to move away from the comfort zone, from the protective barrier. And that protective barrier could be that you've been in a highfalutin job in a really big position, or you've been earning loads of money, where you're going to have to release that. And you may have to, from what I can see in the reading, it feels like you're going to have to accept that maybe either you're going to have to take a pay cut or a lesser position, or it could be that you're going to have to just maybe do something completely new. All right. Unfortunately, there's no kind of one-way street on this. You can have what you want, but there may be a sacrifice, and also the Hangman is sacrifice. So you can have what you want, but the universe, I think, is saying that this need for something else in terms of work, this week, Scorpio, may require you to take some form of a sacrifice, unfortunately, to my darlings. Okay, let's have a look at what the we're going to have a look at the aura. This is another new deck that I got come through the post today. If I can get the lid off. I don't know why they've put the lid so tightly on this deck. It's crazy. It literally took me a long time to get this off today. The Oracle of Visions by Chira Marchetti. You'll notice that in the video, if you've watched the cards that I'm using, a lot of these decks I'm using now aren't on that list, because a lot of them, some of them I've just had arrive today and I really wanted to use them in the reading. But it's a beautiful deck. I'm going to have to use the Oracle of Visions booklet just to read it. What is the advice that you have for Scorpio on this reading? Sorry, Scorpio, the reading is over an hour long. What is the advice that you have for Scorpio on this reading? Show me one card. So the advice is, they're beautiful cards. Right, it's this one, number 31. Okay, what does it say here? What's that say? Snow. Okay, I'm going to get the book out. Let's have a look at the book. It doesn't have any keywords on it, you see. It just has a picture. The advice on that is number 31. Let's have a look at what 31 says in the book. It says secrecy, confidentiality. So every relationship between two individuals or two groups will be characterized by the ratio of secrecy that is involved in it. And that might be what it is as well, that you may have to do something in secret here. All right, you may have to look for another job, for example, in secret. All right, and don't reveal anything with the world energy until with the star energy you've accomplished that. So that could be something else there as well. From the clandestine world of espionage to the privacy of our personal inner thought, we attempt to keep our own secrets, but seek those of others. Any sharing of such confidentialities requires a demonstration of trust, whether it is between nations, corporations, or intimate family and friends. In the context of human relationships, our curiosity or need to know may be for self-interest or a desire to help others. To achieve either will require a key. That in turn provides access to the information we seek. It may be facts and figures or simply a better understanding of the circumstances. Such information may be provided freely by those who control it or withheld until we have proven ourselves. These keys may take the form of the most complex cryptic puzzle or password, but also a simple "you can trust me" gesture offered to a troubled friend. In this card, the guardian is herself, symbolically an oracle. She possesses the answers you seek and can provide you with the keys to access them. Sounds like a high priestess, doesn't it? But before doing so, you may have to prove that you are ready, seeking greater truths. Even those of self-discovery often requires some demonstration of worthiness. Okay, that's the advice on that one. And I'm quickly going to get advice as well from the Angels of Abundance. What is the advice that you have for work for Scorpio, please, universe? What is the advice you have for Scorpio on work, please? In one card. Right, face your financial fears. All right, and that might be a fear here as well. And this might be why the universe is saying, well, if you want this, I mean, the doors may be closed to what you actually want at the moment, but if you're desperate to get out, it may be that you have to make a sacrifice here. If you're seeking, you know, another company or to work more harmoniously with others, you may have to come out of that comfort zone and release certain things, and that might be money, all right? Because this is freedom. And if you look at the star, it's also Aquarius energy, and this is Capricorn. While we know within the world energy, we're often tied and we are bound to our material urges, but Aquarius frees you from that. So this is about you freeing yourself from the world, which is the material and the superficial constraints that puts on us. So if you want to seek another job, you're going to have to free yourself from that material limitation. It's as bad as the devil sometimes is, the world energy, because we are truly, you know, we are truly a slave to the constraints of consumerism and materialism, the clothes, the shoes, the this, the that. Obviously, we've got bills to pay, but when it comes to kind of the luxuries of life, you may have to kind of free yourself from that if you want something else. So face your financial fears. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you, in fact, have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. Excellent. Really, I think, goes in with the reading. All right, guys, bear with me. Going to quickly come back with your love reading. Okay, Scorpio, so we're going to have a quick look at the love reading. Didn't expect this reading to be an hour, but remember, you've got the timestamp. So if you want to go anywhere, you've got an angel reading at the beginning, you've got a general reading, you've got work reading, and you've got the love reading. Okay, everything is timestamped, so you just click into that time and you can just go wherever you please and wherever you choose. Let's have a look at love. So for love, we have the Tower. Tower can be something surprising, some form of chaos. Sometimes it's an argument. This is ruled by Mars. Mars is one of Scorpio's ruling planets. So that can be a Scorpio, that can be you, Scorpio, getting really angry. Right, you're breaking free from the constraints, I think. They're breaking free of the world energy from the world, sorry, breaking free with the tower from the world energy. Can you see how this, I love this depiction of the world. She's stepping out of it. To me, this kind of looks like a Rapunzel in the tower, in a way. It's almost like you're breaking free from something here with that tower and the world energy. The Six of Coins energy showing here. So the Six of Coins, I think there's a dependency in this relationship. So you may not be breaking free from a relationship as such, Scorpio, in this love reading. You may be just breaking free from the dependency of a relationship, because the world energy often is the card that represents, as I've mentioned, Saturn. So Saturn, limitations, boundaries. And sometimes within the world, we are attached to the material. That's why we're in this kind of safety net of the material. And it could be with the Six of Coins energy that this is kind of like somebody who is attached to the material aspects of a relationship, to the receiving of a relationship. But I feel that some of you guys are almost like, it's almost like you're breaking free. Now that Six of Coins energy doesn't have to be money, but it can be the attention, it can be the support, and it may be that with the Six of Coins, that type of card often I mean, you can read that in many, many ways. This card I've seen as being somebody who's a player, that type of thing. But this can also be the need for support, for example. And it feels with that world and the tower energy, you're actually kind of this week breaking away and stepping away from the need for support, maybe from a partner, from what I feel here when I look at the cards. We've got the Knight of Swords energy showing here as well. Now, the Knight of Swords can be anger, it can be abuse as well, showing up here. And the Knight, we've got two Knights. Speeding up, slowing down. Two Knights in the reading showing here. So unexpected information, news, two Knights is in the reading. But something that speeds up. Knight of Swords and then the Knight of Cups. Somebody who is influenced by love. Because when you look at a Knight of Swords as well, or any Knight, especially now the Knight of Swords, you look at the card behind it, we know what the intention is that go behind this person, what's driving them. So we can see that this person is driven, with the Knight of Cups behind it, he's driven by love. So I'm seeing this Knight, I'm seeing, I don't know whether it's you that's doing it, but it feels like it's a good reading. And what it feels like to me on this reading is that there is this breakthrough with the Tower this week, in which one is stepping out of a comfort zone, and that comfort zone may be that there has been a certain amount of codependency, or just not codependency, dependency on a partner with the Six of Coins. It could be for money, it could be for financial support, but I feel that the need to break away from the constraints with the world energy of needing that type of maybe financial support, some form of material support, or just support, is because I think that whoever's doing it, whether it's you doing it to the partner or the partner doing it to you, Scorpio, I think that it is very much driven by love. I think it's very much driven by love with that Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. There's nothing, no malice in this. It's mainly to do with, you know what, I think it's time that I kind of, you know, stood up. So one of you is wanting to stand on your own 2 feet now this week. Let's have a look at the next one. We have the Moon energy. There may be some worries or fears or anxieties with the Moon energy showing here. While Four of Coins energy, about having to perhaps look after oneself with the Four of Coins energy showing here. Because the Four of Coins is all about, especially when it comes to money, it's having to protect oneself. It's having to look after one's own values and protect one's assets and that type of thing. I think there's concerns about money here with the Four of Coins energy to a certain extent, maybe in a relationship here. The Six of Swords, but wanting to move away from that. So the concerns over your own personal value, your own money, moving away from that. And also maybe concerns over kind of having to, you know, save money, moving away from that. So maybe it's the partner that's worried about, has concerns about the Four of Coins, the money, you know, holding on to money, saving money. Maybe the partner's got concerns about saving money, and there is a need really, maybe there is a need to kind of support the partner in that with the Six of Swords, because Six of Swords can be supporting the partner as well. We have the Five of Swords. I feel though that there is a need to support the partner in this, Scorpio, but also what I'm seeing is that we are moving away from probably, can you see the Five of, I love that version of the Five of Swords energy here. Moving away from the powerlessness that you feel, because, you know, when you do tarot, as I always say, the one thing that I love with the tarot is that, I mean, I've got, I don't know how many decks I've got now. I must have something like 220, something like that. I've got a hell of a lot of them. This is definitely one of my favourite decks, this Wizard's Tarot. I've just received it 3 days ago, and I'm loving it. I wish the cards were bigger. I think with this type of artwork, you need bigger cards to show that artwork off. You really do. I've got a feeling to write to the publisher or write to the people that did the card, Barbara Moore, or whoever, you know. I know that Barbara Moore did it with, who is it? Mikael Jensen's. And I can't remember who the publisher is. I've got the box here. But I don't think it's Schiffer. I think it's somebody else. I can't quite remember. I think it's Llewellyn. That's it. Llewellyn Publishing. I might write to them and just say, well, why don't you do it on bigger card stock? Because it would be better to see everything. This guy, look. See, you will probably see your partner as that, but it's not in a nasty way. Can you see the person who's bound here and the woman who's here? There's a powerlessness to this person here. So some of you guys, it's all about overcoming the powerlessness that you feel towards the partner. But is it done in a bad way? Do you feel powerless towards the partner in a bad way? I think that a part of it you do. Yeah, I think a part of you feels powerless. But it's powerless in terms of not being able to take care of oneself. Okay, and I feel actually this isn't your partner's worries about money. I think it's your worries about the lack of it. Perhaps with the Four of Coins energy, or there's worries about saving money or looking after your money, because actually it's not lack of money, because the money's all inside the door. So this is kind of the need to look after money, and your worries and your fears are, and I think that your fears are a little bit out of proportion. Look what's coming out. It's almost like, you know, you're imagining some big monster. You're seeing money as an enemy in a way, as a monster. It's almost like some of you guys may even feel that, because it could be that money is unattainable because it's behind the doors. So you may be worried about the unattainability of money, but this is all about you overcoming this, because for some of you guys, I think in a relationship, you are feeling slightly powerless because you're having to go to your partner for cash. And some of you guys, or if it isn't you, then it's the partner that's doing it, one or the other. I think this is a week for breaking free with the Tower energy from the constraints of that world energy showing there, of having to ask the partner for money, all right? But you're doing it because it's driven by your love for the partner, but also it's driven by the love that you feel for yourself, all right? And it's also driven by your intuition with the Knight of Cups that you need to do this, because some of you guys have been really worried and anxious about money, Four of Coins energy, about conserving money, saving money, about your pension pot going older with the Four of Coins energy showing there, and about sometimes the lack of money and the inability to access it. But you're doing this because you want to move away from this situation. You want to move away from the inability to feeling that you are unable to access the funds that you want unless you go to the partner for it, because some of you guys are feeling like, I feel really powerless. Every time I need something, I'm having to go to my partner for it. I don't like doing that. So you figure I need to stand on my own 2 feet and find a way that I can kind of come out of this circle of asking, this ongoing, never-ending cycle with the world energy, because it goes round and round and round and round, of consistently asking my partner for money. And it's not driven by hate, it's driven by love for the partner and driven by love for myself, because I am worried about, you know, the inability to access money here. And this is something that needs to be released, okay? Because I do feel powerless to my partner here. My partner seems to have everything, and I seem to have nothing. So that's, for some of you guys, it's all about, with the Ace of Wands energy, taking your power back with the Ace of Wands energy. It's all about taking your power back. And I think that the focus for this week for some of you Scorpios is taking back your power, but it's mainly because you've been feeling that you have no power within. You're the people tied up to the tree, and the woman here, that's who you are, Scorpio, and there your partner is. I don't necessarily feel that you see your partner as a bad person, but you may see them as somebody who has all the cards. You know, you don't want to feel powerless, feeling that there's no access. The only access that you have is when the partner opens up the door and gives you the cash. So this is a week for kind of regaining your power in a relationship, but it's more about regaining your power in terms of being able to, spending power, in terms of having your own funds. And I think that you're going to be trying to work out a way of how you do that. All right, finally, let's have a quick look at the Romance Angels and just see what the advice is through the cards. Universe this week, what is the advice you have for Scorpio in love this week? Just in general, what's the advice you have for Scorpio in love this week? Show me. Right, it says you deserve love. You are lovable. Okay, so you deserve love. You are lovable. All right, that is your reading for the week, my darlings. I love you very much. If you'd like to order a reading, just click on the link in the comment section below, or you can click on the end screen. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.